So I'm going to be opening the next episode of Why Squirrels with something similar. If you're already subscribed, awesome. If you're not, you can just look up ADHD Why Squirrels to hear the podcast. So I saw my therapist a couple of weeks ago and I brought along, excuse me, I've got this cold right now. Good times. Tis the season. Apparently everybody's sick right now. Anyway, hello ADHD. So I got this great planner that some friends recommended, and it's great. It's very well laid out. There's videos you can watch to kind of help you figure it out. But this is great, like analog pen and paper. Beautiful planner, comes in a nice box, like with a guide, like a little booklet, plus like videos and all that good stuff. And it really explains it very clearly, like what to do each day. And the whole planner concept is a 13-week guide to getting you 3 objectives done in 13 weeks. And backing up a couple of years ago, a friend gave me one of their planners, which was this gorgeous book, much more elegant, filled with inspirational quotes, and it was really nice, a little bit more of a Buddhist kind of vibe to it, which I really dug, and I liked it a lot. And I carried that thing around with me everywhere. I remember sitting on a train going from Toronto to Ottawa to speak. I was doing a keynote for the Meeting Planners International Conference. I had that guide. I had it open on that train. Traveling by train is so nice because you can really focus and you have no distractions except what's out the window. And I never used it. I never used that book at all. And so fast forward to today, or recently, I got this awesome guide that somebody recommended, a couple of friends recommended. And I got it in December, and I still hadn't used it. And I've sat down with it multiple times, with it open, pen, coffee, ready to go, and I have not used it. And so I go see, and maybe this is similar for you. This is why I'm raising this. I went to my therapist and I'm like, I brought the book. I showed it to her. She's like, oh, this is really great. I love it. It's laid out well, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, I said, so if this is so good, why haven't I used it? Why haven't I written my name in the damn book? Like, I've done nothing. There's no ink from my pen in that book. And I'm carrying it around everywhere like my phone. Why am I not using this? And she's like, that's not how your brain works, obviously. And as we dug a little deeper, I realized that the bigger the project, the more overwhelming it becomes. And the more overwhelmed my mind gets, the less I do what I need to do. In fact, hang on one sec. I wrote it in my journal because I've been journaling a lot. I wrote it in my journal, and I wanted to share this with you because I think it'll help if you're a fellow wise squirrel. Hang on. You're gonna love this. This is what I wrote. I can't see without my readers. Overwhelm equals paralysis equals stagnation. Overwhelm equals paralysis equals stagnation. And this is the same in my life in a lot of different ways. One of the biggest ways, and something I'm still exploring, is friendships. I have some close friends, of course, but I have a lot of other people in my life that I would like to be closer to, better friends. And I've realized, because I'm very extroverted and because I've organized a lot of events over the years and plan to again, hello nice makers listening, I become overwhelmed with managing all those relationships. And because I become overwhelmed by it, I'm unable to do it. And it's the same thing. And so this is what I wrote, because I came up with this: overwhelm equals paralysis equals stagnation, and it makes complete sense to me. But that's great to know the equation, but what does it equal? I mean, I know what it equals, obviously, but what do I do about this information? It's great to know, don't become overwhelmed. But how can I fix it? How can I have more friends? How can I maybe not use a written journal or a written planner? Because I've realized that's not going to work for me. But here's what I wrote. How do I avoid getting overwhelmed? The first, and this is in no order, meditation and mindfulness. Meditation and mindfulness. Slow down. Slow your brain down. And then reframe your thoughts. And I've talked about this here before, and I'll continue to do so. And I talk about it a lot on the podcast too. Break big projects into small, something, I can't read that, but small chunks. And that's something I've known for a long time. Do the small stuff, like break it into small chunks. So like for my next book that I'm writing right now, 500 words a day. That's it. That's all I have to write. If it turns into 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, awesome. But minimum is 500 words. Reward myself. That's something I've not been great about in the past, and I need to be better at that. Visualize the end. And I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of manifesting, and the next step here is to manifest the future. And that's like writing about it like it's already here. Talk about it in present tense. And I'll talk more about that too soon. Journaling. I'm reading the journal right now. Blocking my calendar. That's another part. Like this time in the mornings is for mental health. Excuse me. And exercise and all that good stuff. So blocking the calendar. Grace. Which gets into rewarding myself too, but just giving myself grace. Understanding that like a planner's not going to work for me. I know that. By the way, with friendships, and that's part of the reason why I've written a lot about this, and part of the reason why it's part of the Root Down, which is my new keynote presentation about ADHD and friendships. Loneliness is a big part of that. But I've exchanged emails, and I talked to Robin Dunbar before on a previous podcast, and Professor Robin Dunbar talks a lot about, he coined the term Dunbar's number, which is that you can only really have up to about, I think it's 150 relationships that you can actually tend to, like a garden, like grow those relationships. And there's different quadrants in how that works, but that's a topic for my book and for more later. So blocking the calendar, blocking time each day to work on stuff, grace, and then getting help from friends like you maybe, or outsourcing also. So outsourcing work. On whysquirrels.com, I wrote an article a while back about the Eisenhower Matrix, and that's something that I include in some of my workshops that I do. And the Eisenhower Matrix is based off the former president, and this matrix he designed about how to determine how to delegate or not, or delete, like how to figure out what projects are the most important. And if you search Eisenhower Matrix at whysquirrels.com, you can find more information about that, because I wrote a blog post there about that. Anyway, 10 minutes. It's a long one. Have a great week. And I'm going to do more of these videos. And I hope you'll join me for whatever we're doing here. But I'm always working on things, and I'm excited to share them with you, and would love to hear from you. So don't hesitate to say hi. Also, I don't know about this hat. I mean, I love Maui, but it's kind of puffy. But my hair is like beyond haircut needs right now. And okay, I'm gonna shut up. Have a great day.